Well, today is the first day for reservation training. Uh, well, now I want to show you a short presentation before we start training. The first day is well. I'll tell you. Well, I'll tell you some words about our terminal, about hotkeys. Then we check schedule display, fair display, and fair use. Check availability display and start reservation. And we'll know how to do reservation, how to change a form of payment, and how to issue ticket and void ticket. It will be today. Tomorrow, PNR searching, PNR modification, and operation with ticket, refund, and exchange. And the third day will be how to sell ancillary services. Maybe you will have some question, you will write it to me, and maybe we discuss some additional question on the third day. Well, on the third day will be ancillary services, sales reports, and queries. We will training in training mode. It's possible to change our terminal between real mode and training mode. So it will be possible for you train, study our reservation system, study how to book, how to sell ticket, how do refund and exchange in training mode. Then, when you open our terminal for the first time, system will ask you to set password. This password, well, you should keep this password. It's not possible to restore it. If you forget your password for terminal opening, well, you should. What can we do? You should delete or you should remove terminal file from your computer and then install it again, because password for terminal is not possible to restore it. Just remove, just delete terminal file from your computer and install it again and set new password. This password for terminal opening. Then we have password for system password. System password, it's okay. Your login consists, your login in system consists of login and password. This password, well, if you forget it, it's possible to restore default password. I will show this entry in terminal, but well, a few words. W is a entry. It's a command. Then your login consists in airline code, for example, A9. Then agency code. In this example, is agency code is 11 TBS. It's like PCC. And then agent ID slash then password. When you get your login from airline or from Sirena and try to sign in for the first time in this system, you use default password. Default password is first 8 letters of your surname. Then when you enter in login in system for the first time, system will ask you to change your default password, and system will ask you to do it every 3 months. And in case of if you forget your password for system, not for terminal, password for system, you can call to our help desk, or you can write to our help desk, and we restore your default password. Default password, I repeat, it's 8 letters of your surname. Then some hotkeys in terminal. Well, now I want to show my desktop. Well, and I want to show my terminal. Do you see my desktop? Please write it in. Okay, thank you. Well, this is our terminal. At first, I told you that we have training and rel mode. Now, GRU is training mode. How to change between rel and training mode? The function is exclamation mark number 1. If you want to switch to rel mode, when I switch to rel mode, system change for GRS. If you use rel and training mode, please be careful. Please pay attention to this mark. GRS is for rel mode, and let's change for training mode. Entry will be exclamation mark number 3. Exclamation mark 3, and I change for training mode. In training mode, you can do everything. You can make reservation, ticketing, exchange, refund, with penalty, without pay penalty. So you can do everything. Then our hotkey. We have, well, on the upper line on terminal, what hotkey you can see, or any important mark. Well, at first, traffic light green mean that you are connected with system. Internet is okay. If it's yellow or green, it means that no connection. Well, it's possible to change host for 1, 2, or 3, and try to restore connection. If it's not help, well, at first you should ask your administration, IT administration, or you can you can call to our help desk. Then GRU, I repeat that it's mean training mode. Then I want to pay attention to the block with green square. It's history of your entries. If you need, you can open the history and choose your entry. Just click on the line, then click on past, and system will open this entry, this request on your screen. So green square, history of your request. Arrow to the left, it's previous request, open previous request. Just click on it and system will change. Will show previous request. Next request is under arrow to right. Just click on it and list all requests. Then red square. It's like entry button. Well, I want to open presentation again and to show you enter. Well, enter, you use this button for, send request to system. I want to check if, okay. Send request to system. Well, if you use a full-size keyboard, you use an enter button next to figure block. If you can see on this on this image, this picture, we have two enter on full-size keyboard, one enter button next to figure block, and another enter button next to letters block. So for full-size keyboard, enter is enter next to figure block. If you use laptop-size keyboard, just use Control and Enter, and Enter will be work. Or you can click on this red square on the upper panel on terminal, and it will be the same. It's it's button for send request. Then next two arrows to right and to left. It's next page button for listen to next page to get information on the screen from the next page. You can use this button, it's arrow to right, or you can use F9 button on keyboard. Left arrow, it's previous page before. You can use this button or F8. This button, you will use it also when during ticketing, exchange, or refund ticket. Next two buttons, it's a calendar and arrow. It's listing by date. Left arrow is previous day, and right arrow is next day. Then buttons with figure 1 and figure 2. Well, I want to please pay your attention on button with number 2. When I click on it, look on the bottom of the screen. When I click on this button with number 2, additional panel is open. It's additional hotkeys. Well, left part of this keys is preset keys. It's most popular entries. For example, entry E mean save modification in PNR, or button I is ignore modification in PNR, for example. TM is pricing PNR. Well, this part is preset hotkeys. Right part is button for setting. So you can set this button. You can add in this button any request. For example, I set the first button for signing in. When I click on this button, system signing me in system. Well, I want to sign out now, then because I will explain it a bit later. How to set this button? Just click on it with right button of mouse, then choose set, then add the name of this button. Let me do this one. Well, the name of this button. Then if you need some explanation for this button, you can add explanation in the second block. And the third big block is entry. So I add 2 entries in this block for example, this button for add my contact in PNR. Well, the name of this button, then entry. Then when I click on set, this modification is saved. When I choose past only, a system will show this entry on the screen. I can change it and then send this request. If I don't choose past only, well, and then click on set, what will happen when I click on this button? The entry will be done, will be sent automatically. For example, entry for signing in. I set button number 4 for signing in system is the name, and then this is entry for signing in. Then don't choose past only, just click on set. And then when I click on this button with left button of mouse, this entry is done. Well, so I think that button number 2 on the upper line is important. Use it. Then I want to pay your attention on button with well, this red circle. We have 2 interface of our terminal. It's cryptic terminal, and also we have a web interface of our terminal. So let's wait, it will open right now. It's training mode, I repeat. Of course, it's work in real mode. So you can do reservation, ticketing, exchange, and refund in a web interface or in cryptic interface. It's up to you. Well, web interface is very easy to work in it. So we will learn during these 3 days how to work in cryptic interface. And maybe in the last 3rd day, I will show you how to work in web interface. It's, well, I think it takes maybe 20 minutes how to explain it, how to explain how to work in this interface. Well, then let me close this one and return. Well, explain this part again. What part you need, Mariam, please, what part to explain you need? Well, Mariam, you ask, please explain this part again. What part? First part is how to sign in, and first part, okay, maybe hotkeys. Okay. Well, hotkeys. At first, I want to say that you can download this presentation from our webinar room. Hotkeys. We have hotkey for history of your entries. This one key. So when you click on this green square, you will get your previous entries. You can choose one of this entry, then click on past button. Entry is shown on the screen. Then for enter you can use this red square, or for enter you can use enter button on the keyboard. Well, if you have full-size keyboard, you use enter button next to figure block. If you have laptop-size keyboard, there's just one enter button, so you use Ctrl plus enter, two buttons for entering, or sorry, this one, or hotkey on the upper line of the terminal. Then okay. As for I and E, this entry I will explain later. But well, this low panel is hotkey. The left block is preset hotkey. Most used entries. For example, E for save modification in PNR, I for ignore modification in PNR, TM for price in PNR, or PT print ticket for ticketing. All these commands I will explain later. Then right part of hotkeys is hotkeys for setting. You can set it you can add in each button any command. For example, button with name contact. I set this button. I choose this button, click red button of mouse on it, then choose set, then add the name of button, its contact. Then I add entry for contact. For example, the first line is office phone number, the second line is mail. Well, then click on set, choose past only, then click on set. And when I want to add contact in my PNR, I just click on this button, contact, and this entry added on the screen. Well, it's explanation how set this hotkey. How set these hotkeys. Well, entries I will explain later. Okay. Well, when you when you log in for the first time in system asks you to change password. Just a minute. Well, function for login. The function for login system is W. Well, all list of all our entries you can find on our website. Let me show you. Well, we have a website, Sirena-Trävел.com. This site works in English and in Russian, so you can choose English or Russian language. Then for get well, our manuals and list of all commands, you should go to travel agencies blog. Then, well, I point on agencies. Then there is a button for manuals, and there is a button for quick guide for reservation, for ticketing, and quick guide for auxiliary services. Let's go to guide for ticketing. Here you can find a list of all our entries for ticketing. How to sign in, how to set ticket, how, for example, what else, get availability, and so on. So let's return. W is function for login. Then you should add your login. It consists of airline code A9, then or RM. It's or something else. Well, airline code. Then agency code. For example, 11 TBS. It's like PCC. So 11 TBS, this 5 figure and letter, it's agency code. 2 figure and 3 letters. Then your ID, agent ID. Then slash. So W is entry for login. Then your login slash your password. Default password is 8 letters of your surname. For example, my surname is Oinlola. It's 7 letters, so just 7 letters. If, for example, my surname will be Oinlola Shvili, for example, so it should be just 8 letters for default password. That's all. What else? You see these two signs. Each entry in system should be start with begin of text sign and should be end with end of text sign. This sign you add with page up button, and the second sign you add with page down button. Let me show it here. Well, these two signs, begin of start of text and end of text. You have page up and page down on your keyboard. So the first sign is page up and the second sign is page down. When we put this sign, when we put these both signs, system understand where it should start read our request and where it should end read the request. So each entry should be start with a page up button and should be end with page down button, like this. Then, when you enter for the login for the first time with default password, after logging in, system asks you to change password. If you forget your password, you can ask our help desk to set default password again. And if you use your default password again, after logging in, system will ask you to change your password. How to do it? Well, when system asks you, system will tell you, will show entry on the screen. This entry you can find on our website also in somewhere. Well, it's somewhere here. Well, in any time, entry for change password is PC password change. Then slash. Then you write your old password, and then you write your new password. Then don't forget about page down sign, and then entry, and system will change your password. So system will ask to change your password if you log in with default password, and then system will ask to change your password each 3 months. System will tell you the entry, what entry is for changing password, if you forget it. So let's sign in. Well, I signing in, system tell me hello. Today is the 1st of December and my local time. Now I'm signing in test system. So I repeat, for training, you can use training system or test system. It's the name of this system is GRU. And if you need, you can change for real system by exclamation mark number 1. And I'm changing for GRS, and it's a real system. Let's return to training. So it was for it was. Could you please tell us how to clear screen? Okay, how to clear screen is escape button. Okay. So escape and screen is clear, and cursor is on the in the upper left corner. Next is what I wanted to tell you on the next is schedule display. Schedule. The entry is S for schedule. Then pair of cities or pair of airports. For example, Tbilisi, Yerevan. That's all. System will show you all airlines who have schedule for this itinerary, for this route. So S, then first city, departure city, and arrival city. That's all. System show us information that between Tbilisi, it's Georgia, and Yerevan, it's Armenia, there's some airline operate flights. The first one airline is A9, it's flight number. Then there is economy, business, and first class cabin. Then pair of airports. Then departure time and arrival time. It's local time per each city, Tbilisi and Yerevan. Then period of operation. Then frequency. For example, 2 and 6, it's Tuesday and Saturday. Or every day, for example. Or every day exclude Tuesday and Saturday. Then aircraft type. Then flight duration time. So you can see here it's training mode. So some airlines are not rail airlines, for example. Some flights are not rail flights. Well, S, then departure city or airport, then arrival airport. You can add airline code in this entry. So it will be minus and airline code. And system will show us a schedule for this airline. Well, of course, it's possible to add day in this entry. If you want to add day should be next to arrival city. For example, 20 of December. Then minus A9 Belgian Airways, and system show us a schedule for this specific day. You can see the day and you can see the weekday, Monday. In our system, it's possible to add month by letter or by figure. So I can add 2012, it means 20 of December. Reply will be the same, of course. Well, so schedule is the one entry for schedule is S and city pair. So we got a schedule between two cities or two airports. It's possible to get a schedule per one specific flight. How to do it? The function is, well, let me check. Okay. The function is f like flight, then flight number. Flight number is airline code minus and flight number. System will show us schedule per specific flight. You can see the same flight number. You can see operation period. You can see two periods in for this flight. Then you can see frequency. The first period is second Tuesday and Saturday, and this one is the second period. Then city and airport code. Tbilisi and Yerevan. Then time, departure and arrival time, and type of plane, equipment type. Then you see calendar. You can see week days, the first week, the second week, then month and the day. For example, 1st of December, it's Wednesday. Well, in this day, flight is departed already. So you can see D next to the date, next to date. Then red mark mean in this day flight is operated. Plus mean that we have seat. Plus mean there are available seats on this flight. It's possible to add specific RBD, specific booking code, for example G, in request and good information if there are available seats in this specific RBD. So entry will be F for flight, then flight number, then asterisk and RBD. And system will show us if there, okay, system will show us if there are seats in this booking class. Well, we have seats, okay. So these two entries, S and city pair, maybe with airline code, maybe without airline code. And the second entry, F for flight, and then flight number, maybe with asterisk and booking code. Well, these two entries for schedule between two cities, and schedule of specific flight. If we don't have, okay, we don't have entries, questions. Next entry is, well, fare display. Function is T for tariff. Then, like it will be the same like in schedule. It will be city pair, for example, fares between Tbilisi and Yerevan. System will show us all public fare between these two cities. For T is entry and then city pair. System show us all fares between these two cities. As I didn't add in this entry the day, selling day, and flight date, system show me fares that valid for departure on the 1st of December today, and selling day is 1st of December today. Then system show me my local currency. It's selling currency. Then what else system show me? Well, one is line number. Then VOW1 it's a fare code. Then passenger type code. For example, if airline has any specific fares for YAS passengers, well, passenger type code will be shown in this column PTC. Then system show me RBD code. So if I want to sell ticket in under this fare, RBD should be V. Then T is type of fare. Fare could be O one way, so it's one way, and fare could be round trip, so R for round trip, or R. Then system show us fare. Fare in public currency, it's euro, and fare in local currency. Well, system show us fares from the lowest fare till the higher fare. What else? The date. If fare level change could be, well, for example, till the 2nd of December, the fare is 50 euro, and from the 2nd December is 55 euro, for example. Well, here will be the last day for this fare level. So if this fare level will be changed somewhere, system show us the day, the last day for this fare level. Then, well, minimum and maximum stay, system show it here in this column. Then airline code, system show us airline code, whose fare we got on the screen. Then, if there any flight restriction in fare rules, system show us a flight number, for example. This fare could be applied for flight number 301, for example. If we make reservation, if we book seat for flight 302, for example, it's not possible to apply this fare on another flight, and system will not price. System will not price route under wrong. If we book the wrong flight, system will not price the wrong flight for the wrong fare code. If the flight restriction are in fare rules. If there just one flight in flight restriction block in fare rules, we show flight number in this column. If more than one flight, we show this sign arrow. All information about all flight restrictions is in fare rules. Then rule is fare rule note number, and then last column number of trip. If the route is specified in fare use, the number of this specification is shown in number of trip column. Well, I'll show you a bit later where you can find all this information in fare use. So when you ask system about fare display, you can use T is a function, then pair of cities, and system show you all fares for this city pair. It's possible to add the day, departure day, in this entry. Default is today. So let's add, for example, 20th of December. T, then its function, then city pair, then the day, departure day. It could be 20th of December or 2012. It's the same. 12 is December. And system show us fares for departure on 20th of December. A selling day is today day. What else? It's possible to add minus airline code in this entry if you need. Then it's possible to add a booking code. For example, I want to see all fares in LRBD. So asterisk L, and system will show me fares in this booking code. So T, city pair asterisk RBD, and system show me fares in this RBD, both round trip and one-way fare. If I want to get one-way fares only, entry will be the same plus T. T mean one-way or plus X, X mean round trip. So L, okay, let's do it like this. T city pair, maybe the day, maybe airline code, maybe asterisk RBD, then plus, and X for round trip, and system will show me all round trip fares between these two cities, or plus T, and system will show me one way only. Well, brands. As airline use branded fares, we can get a list of fares grouping by brand. Entry is T and city pair, then question mark, then BRD for brand. So I ask system show me all fares, but I ask system group these fares by brands. Okay, just a minute. So T, then city pair minus airline code, question brands. And system show me that in brand standard, this list of fares, then brand flex, and list of fares. What else? You can see the word part on the bottom of the screen. What does it mean? It means that we have some information on the next page. How to list to the next page? The button for page next is this big arrow that points to the right, or F9 on the keyboard. So click F9 button and well, I'll got information on the next page. So this is next page. If I want to go to the previous page, just click on the left button, left arrow, or F8 button on keyboard, and you got information on the previous page. The same work with schedule, with availability, with fares, and so on. Well, if I want to get, for example, just a minute, like this. Well, if airline has some specific fares for some specific passenger types, uh, passenger type you can add in the request after slash. So, for example, I want to get prices for child, just slash, not prices. I want to get fares for child. Just add slash in the end of entry and passenger type, CNN for child, for example, and system show us uh, what fares are valid for child. Or, for example, let's add YTH, YTH for yes passenger, and system will show me well any specific, if we have any specific fares for this passenger type, system show me this fare, this specific fare. So I want to repeat. So T is fare display, then for example Erevan Tbilisi, then we can add the day, departure day. It will be, for example, 20th of December or 2012. Then minus, we can add airline code. Then asterisk, we can add RBD. And plus, we can add T for one way or X for round trip fares. And system, let me repeat. Well, and system show me fare display between these two cities, between Yerevan and Tbilisi. Departure day is 20th of December. Selling day default is today. Minus airline code. Asterisk V it's RBD. And plus T mean one way, this one. Well, for history pricing, for history fare display, it's possible to add flight date and selling date in this entry. How to do it? I'll pitch up. Yes, this one. Well, how to do it? T for fare display, city pair, Yerevan Tbilisi. Then the first day is flight date. For example, 20 of October, 21st year. Well, the first 20 is the day, then 10 is October, and 21 is 2021. So it's 20 October 21st year. It's flight date. Then selling date. Selling date should be the same or earlier. For example, 1st of October. The day is year is 2021. So this 01 is the first. This 10 mean October. This 21 mean 2021. Then airline code, it's necessary to add airline code here. Minus and airline code. And system will show me fares that could be sold on 1st of October for departure 20th of October. You can see flight day 20th of October and selling day 1st of October. So in this entry, the first day is departure day and the second date is selling date. Well, how to check fare display or how to check fare use? If you see on the screen fare or price, you can open fare use. The function will be TP, then line number, for example, 4. We don't use fare use number. 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 We don't in entry, just line number only. So, well, check fair use, function is TP, and then line number. It's possible to check fair use from the screen from fair display or pricing display. Entry will be the same. This entry shows us fair use, full information about fair use. A system show us, well, repeat airline code, departure and arrival cities, fare code, type of fare, 3 mean it's one-way fare, then fare in public currency, then any info about road, and well, fare rule number. Then system tell us the first day for flight under this fare. It was 29 of September. Then pricing period, the first day for selling. Then itinerary. This itinerary number, road number, and this road. Well, so this number is, well, number of this road. Then we got some information that airline want to show us. For example, is it round trip or one-way fare in this line? Is it any normal or special fare? Then let's go, it's, well, part. What part? So let's go to F9 button. Then some information, well, for application. For example, this fare for citizen or for senior or for yacht passenger, for example. This information will be shown in application block. Let's go next page. So then, for example, flight application. Let me show. Flight application. Flights are in this column. It could be all. Or it could be a flight number, or it could be arrow here. Well, information in this column system got from fourth category, flight application. Then information about time limit loans shown in fifth category, reservation and ticketing. And when we will create PNI, well, it's up to airline. It's possible to add time limit automatically in accordance with fifth category from fair use. Then minimum and maximum stay, and it's 6 and 7 category. It's here. So this information, minimum and maximum stay, system got from 6th and 7th category. Then info about stopovers and transfers. If there are no stopover permitted, system will show it, or if stopover is chargeable, system will show it and it's calculated during pricing. Then the most interesting category is penalties. Penalties for refund and exchange is 16 category. It's possible to add category number in request for fair use. TP entry 4 is line number / number of category. So now I want to get, I don't need full information from fair use. I need only information from 16th category. So /16 I ask system show me 16 category only. At first, system show us info from the first screen of fair use, flight period, pricing period, and so on. Then, as the part was on the bottom, so click on F9 button, and then system show us info about penalty. For penalties, we will discuss tomorrow when we will discuss for changes and refunds. So listing for next page or previous page, I want to repeat about F9 button and F8 button. So fair display is T and city pair with any additional option, for example, day, airline code, booking code, and so on. Well, system didn't reply because unknown city port. If there are any errors in my entry, system show me what is system explain me the error. For example, I add EVS, but it should be EVN for Yerevan. So I open fair display and then I want to check some, for example, fare number 10. I want to check fare use for this fare QRT. And I want to check just 16 category. I want to check penalty information. So it will be TP number 10/16 category. Then list on the next page, and then got information about about penalties in this fare. Then okay, no question. Okay. Next, availability display and best pricing. Availability function is one. It's a function for availability. Then the same like in schedule, the same like in fare display. It will be city pair without day. It will be availability for today, or of course it's possible to add the day, for example 20th of December, and I will get availability for 20th of December. So one is entry, then city pair TBS Yerevan 20th of December. System show me all flights that are operated in this day. System show me city and country of the city, the first departure and arrival city and country, then the date, and weekday, it's Monday. Then system show me all flights that operates in this day with availability. For example, the first flight it's code share. Flight operated by RM airline. Marketing airline is A9, Jordan Airways. Then flight number. Then you can see all booking codes that are available for this flight. You can see that in business cabin, business class, there is it possible to book just 2 seats in one time. Maybe there is more than 2 seats on this flight in business cabin, maybe not. Well, but system show us just 2 seats. Then economy. Economy is Y RBD and after Y, all RBD after Y. Well, we can see just 4 seats, but maybe it's possible to book more than 8 seats. But airline show us 4 seats only. For the next flight, RM, it's not code-share flight. RM is operating airline. You can see 9 seats in business class and 9 seats in economy class. Well, in any time, you can book or you can try to book 9 seats. It's for individual PNR. Maximum 9 seats are possible. If there is more, if you need more than 9 seats, it will be group PNR. Okay, system show us availability per each booking class. Then system show us pair of airports. It's not city, it's airport. Tbilisi, Yerevan. Then system show us departure and arrival time. It's local time per each city. Then system show us aircraft type. It's Boeing or it's, for example, Airbus. Then flight duration, time. And E mean e-ticket. It's possible to issue e-ticket, electronic ticket for this flight. Well, so availability. One is entry, then city or airport pair, then the day. The day, it's possible to add months, like, for example, December, like month code, or like 12. Well, now I open availability for today. We see only 2 flights that it's possible to book. We don't show, well, departure or cancelled flight in this entry, in entry 1 and city pair. But today, 1 flight is departed already, and it's possible to show it in availability screen. Just add asterisk mark in the entry 1, city pair or airport pair, and asterisk. System show us all flights for this specific day. Departed flights, canceled flights will be shown also. So you can see 2 additional flights. Time of this flight is 9 o'clock in the morning local time, and these 2 flights are departed. If I don't add asterisks, system show me only these flights that are possible to book. If it's possible to book this flight to make reservation, system show me this flight. If not possible, system doesn't show me this flight. But if I add asterisks in this entry, system show me all flights for this specific day. Yes, recording will be recording, so you will got link of, well, you ask me if recording of this webinar. Yes, recording will be, link for records will be sent you in the end of day today. Well, so 1 and city pair, it's availability request. What else can we add in this request? The day, of course, departure day. Then minus airline code. That's all. So, for example, I ask system show me availability display for from Tbilisi to Yerevan for 20th of December for airline A9, and system show me just 1 flight with this airline code. If I want to get a return flight, return availability, of course it's possible to type Yerevan Tbilisi and then the day, or I can ask system. Fi is a function. Then I ask system show me return flight, for example, for 20th of December. So Fi is function, the day is return date. And system now on the screen you can see Tbilisi Yerevan for airline A9. Then when I ask system Fi and 30th of December, system will show me Yerevan Tbilisi for 30th of December, and airline code will be A9 only. So now you can see return flight for 30th of December. If I want to open, well, I can make a reservation from this screen, and then if I want to return to my first availability entry, I can, of course, I can type one its function, then city pair, then the day, or I can type one asterisk, and system show me the first availability entry, my first availability entry. Well, function for availability entry is one is the request, then city pair, then if you need the day, and then if you need minus and airline code, and if you need asterisk to show me to get info about departed or cancelled flights. Then, if I need a return route, it will be Fi, and then the day. And system show me the same answer for the same request, just it will be return route, not Tbilisi Yerevan, it will be Yerevan Tbilisi, and the day will be 30th of December for airline code A9 and all flights departed, cancelled, and available flights. If I want to return to this first request, I can just use one and asterisk, and system will show me answer for this first request. Don't need to print it again, just one and asterisk. Well, this is for availability. What else? When I got availability answer, I can get some additional information about flight. How to do it? It will be a line number. Now you can see, let's do it like this. Well, for example, line number, maybe 2, and then hashtag. System show me some additional information about this flight. For example, terminal number. Sorry, it should be like this. Hashtag and line number. It will be like this. Let me show you, well, another flight, and I'll show you the flight in rail system. Well, for example, a flight from Moscow to St. Petersburg, for example. Well, we have the first flight from Vnukovo to St. Petersburg. I need some more additional information about this flight. Entry will be hashtag and line number. System show me that, well, 1st of December, Wednesday, pair of cities, time difference between these two cities. So, for example, if it's Moscow, Tbilisi, for example, it will be 1 hour. It's time difference between two cities. Then distance between these two cities. Then flight number. Well, this is it's code-share flight, so you can see a flight number of marketing airline and operating airline. Then airport and terminal number, Vnukovo A. Then St. Petersburg, it's airport code, it's Pulkovo, terminal number 1. Then system show us departure and arrival time, then aircraft type, then flight duration time. Then all RBD, closed or not closed, available, not available, all booking classes for this flight. Then some additional information. Well, this information, airline want to tell us some additional information about this flight. Then let's return to training mode. Why I show this example? Because I want to show you terminal number. There's no terminal number in Tbilisi and in Yerevan, so there's no information about terminal here. Just airport code only. For example, let's check flights between Tbilisi and Moscow. 20th of December, let's take it. Okay, this flight. You can see here two flights. It's a connection flight. So you can see the first flight, the second flight, arrival to Yerevan, departure from Yerevan, and duration of all these flights. Its duration 4 hours mean duration of the first flight plus duration of the second flight plus time in airport. Then let's check hashtag and line number. System will show us info about the first flight, and system will show us info about the second flight. You can see that time difference between Yerevan and Moscow is -1, for example. You can see the connection time here. You can see time of first flight and time for the second flight. What else? Let's return to availability. You can see here that some booking class without number, without figure, just question mark. It means that you can put this booking class on request. So 3 or 9 or something else, it's how many seats are available. Question mark mean it's possible to put on request this booking class. L mean it's possible to put on waiting list. To put this booking class on waiting list. What else? If some classes are closed in airline host, we don't show this class in availability. For example, line 2, booking class P, like Papa. There is no Papa on this flight. But if when I open additional information of this flight, you can see P with minus. It means that this class, booking class, is exist on this flight, but this booking class is closed for booking, so it's minus here, and we don't show it here. But if I add asterisk mark in request, I will see all classes, all booking classes, are closed or not closed, all classes. It's the same like asterisks show us cancel flights and departed flights. Well, let me close real system and let's return to training system. So, availability. I repeat this one and CTP. It's availability screen with day and if you need with airline code. Then return flight is FI and the day, and hashtag and line number. We got some additional information about this specific flight from second line from availability. Terminal number, for example, we got from this screen, and time difference between these two cities we got from this screen, hashtag and line number. Then, how to book seat from availability. At first, of course, we need availability on the screen. Let me change the route. Yeah. So let's fly it from Tbilisi to Moscow, 20th of December. How to book? Function for booking, for reservation, is 0, then line number, for example, line number 1, then booking class, for example, let's take E, it will be E, and then how many seats you need, for example, 2. Well, if in case of a waiting list or request, in case of a waiting list or a request, no any additional sign in entry. It will be 0, then, for example, second line number, then booking class, this one, and how many seats, for example, 1. System will put my request on waiting list. So it's not you don't need to add, for example, /ll in this request to tell system that I need waiting list. Entry for booking available seats, entry for booking request or waiting list seats are the same. 0 it's entry, then line number, then RBD, then how many seats you need. Well, we are starting to create reservation. The first flight is added. Then let's add return flight. So let's just type FI, the day. Okay, just a minute. Okay. So let's book the first flight, 0, then line number, then booking class and how many seats. Then return flight, FI and the day. System show me return route. For reservation, it will be the same, 0, then line number, then booking class, and how many seats. So we start to create PNA. What system tell us on this screen? When we start creating PNA, PNA number is adding at the same time, not after end of reservation. When you book seat, PNA number is created. So this is PNA number. Then status line of PNA status. Now PNA is new one because I just start to create it. It's new one. Then I add in PNA flights, but there is no any info about passenger. So system tell me number of seat. System tell me that number of seat and number of passenger are not equal. Yes, it's the system is right because there is a flight segment in PNI. I add it already, but there is no any info about passenger. Well, status of PNI. Then next line, info about agency who create this PNI. So you can see agency code. Then you can see agent ID. You can see it's airline code, then agency code, then my ID. Then you can see it's ID of terminal, the same. You can see move yes on the upper line of terminal, it's the same. So this is terminal ID. Then airline code. Now I create reservation like an agent of airline, Georgian Airways. So this is whom agents am I? Here could be, for example, if my agency is a BSP agency, here can be BSP code, for example. Then ticket office of my agency, then city of this ticket office, and country of this ticket office. So this line is information about who create this PNA. When I finish this PNA, day and time will be added in this line. Day and time of creation this PNA. Then line of flight block. Well, there is a line of flights. It's possible to add up to 16 flights in one PNA. Well, you can see the first flight, its flight number, booking class, departure day, pair of airports, then flight segment status. Now it's HS like half sold. When I finish this PNA, flight segment status will be changed to HK. To mean 2 seats. Then departure and arrival time. Then host of airline host. For example, if I it's rail system now, it's GRS. For example, if I book Armenian Airways right now, well, its host is Gabriel, it's Sita. So host is Sita Gabriel. So it will be look like this. Any class, the first line, 0 is entry for reservation, for booking flight, 1 is line number, E is booking class, 1 is how many seats. And okay, it's Leonardo already. Okay, now it's a real host of this airline in real system. GRU training system is the same. It's training host. Well, let me ignore this reservation. Well, and what does it mean? It means e-ticket. So we can issue e-ticket for this flight. So now we have two flights in this PNR from Tbilisi to Vnukovo to Moscow, half sold. We need HK, of course, for ticketing. And then from Vnukovo to Tbilisi, the same half sold. Time limit line is added automatically. Okay, just let me check it. In real system, then let's check between Yerevan again. And then let's book again. I want to check time limit in real system. Well, in real system, time limit is added automatically also. It's the same. Okay. Well, it's up to airline setting. As I know, time limit is added automatically for A9 and for RM airlines. It will be, it seems that it's plus 5 days after reservation made. So in this case, it's not possible to change time limit. It will be like airline setting. If in case if it's possible to change time limit in accordance with fair use, it will be info in time limit line. It will be like this: use TL for change time limit, or something like this. Well, system will tell you that function for change time limit is TL, but in this case, in case of A9 or RM airline, time limit is today plus 5 days, and it's not possible to change it. Then, phone phone number of my agency and the mail of my agency. Now it's added automatically, and it's possible to add your agency phone number in PNR automatically. But now in your case, it will not add automatically. You should add it manually. If you need it for adding automatically, just send request to Sirena and we configure it. Well, it's just flight in PNR. Next, we should add name in the PNR. How to add name in the PNR? Function is minus. So minus is function adding name in the PNR. Then surname, I will add my surname, then space and the first name. Then plus F. F mean female, or plus M mean male. So there is no Mr. and Mrs. Just plus M for Mr. and plus F for Mrs. Well, it's enough for create reservation, create PNAM, but it's not enough this information for ticketing. Well, for ticketing, we need SSR docs in PNR, and SSR docs in our system is added in the same line, in name line. Now I want to show you how to add full information about passenger in PNR. Well, this one function is minus, then surname, then name, then day of birthday. It could be 10/08 or 10 August. It's up to you. So 10 August 92 is the year, is the same. Then plus M or plus F slash nationality. In this case, okay, it would be GE, Georgia, slash passenger ID. NP mean national passport. Then passport number slash expire day of passport of passenger ID. It could be like this: 12/12/23 or 12th December 2023 is the year. So it's the full line for passenger. If the passenger is adult, it's enough. If the passenger is child, infant, or something else, so it's possible to add passenger type code in this line. It will be asterisk, for example, infant, and passenger type code. Okay, it's not infant. Let's change for a day. It will be, for example, 21. So surname, name, date of birthday, plus gender M or F, slash nationality, slash passenger ID, national passport and passport number, slash expired day. If we need asterisk and passenger type code. Well, let's add this passenger. It will be the first passenger. As I have 2 seats in my PNR, I can go to the next page, next line. It will be enter button. Well, next line, and then type another passenger. For example, just surname, name, and gender. Well, PNR number, then status of PNR is new, but there is no info about number of seats because we have 2 seats on the flight and we have 2 passengers. The first passenger is, we add all information about passenger, name, surname, and info from SSR docs. This is like SSR docs, date of birthday, nationality, then type of passenger ID, national passport, number of passenger passport, and expired day. It's for the first passenger. For the second passenger, we add surname, name, and gender only. It's enough for this information is enough for end PNR. Then we need office phone number in PNR. It's mandatory to have office phone number in PNR. How to add it? So how to add office contact or passenger contact in PNR? Okay, thank you for Georgi. Well, how to add contact in PNR? Entry is 9. 9 is a function. Then for agency, T for telephone, then hashtag, and phone number of your office. It's possible to add some text to this line. Well, this is for office number. 9 is function. T is telephone for agency, for your office. In this case, it's possible to add any text, free text in this line. How to add mail, office mail of your office in Vietnam. Entry will be the same. 9 is a function. E mean mail. Then hashtag is the same like phone. Then then your mail. Address, then at, then provider. And this mail will be added to PNR. It's office mail because there is no any link to there is no link to passenger, any passenger. So this mail is added to PNR. It's like agency mail. How to add a passenger phone in PNR? Entry will be the same. 9, then P and passenger number. For example, P2, passenger number 2. Then type of phone number. M is mobile, H is home, B for business. So let's add mobile phone number to of the passenger. Passenger number 2 in PNR. 9 entry, P2 passenger number 2, M mobile, then hashtag, then plus. It's necessary to add plus. Then country code, provider code, and phone number. For example, I think it's Georgia, maybe not. Okay, it's for example, country code, then provider, then phone number. So this is phone number, mobile phone number of passenger number 2. Then entry. And you can see that mobile phone number is added and it's linked to passenger number 2. There is no plus here, but plus in entry is mandatory. It should be. If I don't add plus, for example, without plus, passenger number 1, mobile phone number, hashtag, and phone number. System tell me that it's error. International format required for phone number. System explain me. Plus, then country code, then city code, and then number. For example, plus and this phone number. Then, how to add mail, passenger mail. Function is the same. 9, then passenger number 1, for example, then E for email, hashtag, and any mail. Mail at and mail.ru. So I add passenger mail to PNR. 9 is entry, passenger number 1, type of contact is email, hashtag, and mail address. And this mail is added to PNR. It's linked to passenger number 1. Office number is mandatory for PNR. It's not possible to end PNR without office phone number. Other information is optional. Well, it's enough. For creating PNR, we need at first, we need open availability. Then we should book a seat. 0 is a function, then line number, then booking class, and then how many seats we need. Then we should add surname and name to PNR. Well, it's enough for creating PNR, but not enough for ticketing. So this line, it's just surname, name, and gender, male or female, or surname, name, date of birthday, plus M or F, slash country, for example, Georgia, then slash type of passenger ID, for example, national passport, number of passport, then slash and expired day of this passport. And it's possible to add a passenger type, for example, child or infant or something else. Just add asterisk and passenger type. Then we need agency office phone number. 9 is entry, T for agency phone, then hashtag and phone number. That's all. Well, now let me call this one. Well, my PNI is new because I just created right now and not finished it yet. Then we have passengers. We have 2 flight segments, 2 seats per each flight segment. We have time limit. Time limit was added automatically. Then we have office phone number, and maybe we have passenger phone number and mail, office mail and passenger mail. How to save this modification? How to end PNR? The function for end PNR is E, just E, and that's all. If I do this function, all modifications are saved and PNR is closed. If I want to save all modification in this PNR and then reopen this PNR, function will be E and R, end and retrieve. If I use this function, all modification will be saved in PNR, and PNR will reopen. So E means save modification in PNR and close it. ER means save modification in PNR and reopen it. If I want to, if I don't want save modification, if I want ignore my modification in PNR, function will be I. I mean ignore. Then if I want to ignore any modification and reopen PNR, function will be I and R. Ignore and retrieve. Then if I just a minute. Well, if I for example clean screen and but PNR is active, how to reopen it? Function will be asterisk R. It means reopen PNR. PNR is active, but I clean the screen and I want to reopen it again. If PNR is closed, not active, how to open PNR? Now I will tell you just one option is asterisk and PNR number. Tomorrow we will, I will tell you how to find PNR by surname, by flight number, and so on. Well, now let me copy PNR number. Then let me save modification of in my PNR. It will be just E. System tell me that transaction is completed, everything's okay. And now, well, I can't open, it's not possible to open PNR by asterisk R because there is no active PNR. So now I can only use asterisk and PNR number. So for open PNR, the easiest way how to open PNR, it's to add PNR number in this entry, asterisk and PNR number. System show me this PNR. What change, how the PNR was changed after E function, echo function, after end. The day and the time is added in this PNR. The day when this PNR was created and the time when I use E entry, end entry. That's all. Well, of course, what can I do now with this PNR? I can price it, for example. Yes, I can price, I can check fair use, but what shall you do after logging in terminal for the first time? When you log in terminal for the first time, you should tell system what type of tickets and what type of MCO or AMD you use for ticketing and for issue penalty, for example, or for sell ancillary services. So when you sign in for the first time in terminal, just tell system that for ticketing you use electronic ticket. This function means change ticket type and set ticket type like ET like electronic ticket, M, I don't know what does it mean, but it should be. So ETM, I tell system now that for ticketing I will use electronic ticket. If I don't do it when I sign in for the first time in my terminal, it's not possible. It will not possible to price PNR. Let me delete my tickets. Okay. For example, there is no info in this terminal what type of ticket I use. Now I have any PNR on the screen and I want to price it. I will tell about this entry a bit later, but I want to price it. System tell me can't make auto pricing. Well, it's supposed that there is no type of ticket in no type of in if there is no type of ticket, well, system shall tell us no type of ticket. It will be this this answer of system when you try to price PNR if there is no type of ticket in your terminal. So don't forget, when you enter in terminal for the first time, just once, set type of ticket. Entry will be CHT, like change ticket, slash, and type of ticket will be ETM, electronic ticket. On this entry, reply will be e-ticket selected. Then for AMD. You should tell system what type of MCO you use. The function will be CHM, which means change MCO, /AMD. So for selling ancillary services or for issue penalty on AMD, you should tell system that you use AMD. You do it just once when you log in terminal for the first time. Reply for this request will be AMD MCO selected. Well, now next function is best by function. I'll tell you how to create PNR after availability. Well, at first I open availability, then book seats, then add name, add office phone, and then end and retrieve PNR. It's possible to, well, there is no pricing in this in this line, no info about price. It's possible to start from pricing. It's possible to open Best Buy request, then book from it, then add names, of course, then add phone number, and then end and retrieve. In this set of function, this function show us availability and price. Show us availability and price. How to open Best Buy entry? Function is JW. Then city pair or airport pair. Then the day. In this case, JW, city pair, and one day, system will show us all available prices for flight between Tbilisi and Yerevan for one adult passenger. Well, system show us that it's find 21 variants for this route. Some flights are Armenian Air Company flights. Some flights are Georgian Airways flights. You can see RBD and how many seats are available in this booking class. You can see departure day, departure time and arrival time, flight duration time, then account code. It means the code of airline, account code of airline. Then info about brand, light or standard brand or flex brand, and then the price for, well, the currency. My currency is Lari. Info about ticket type is e-ticket, and session A9 is the same like, like here. It means that I use A9 tickets for ticketing. It's the same account code of airline A9. Then the price. The price is price for ticket for one adult passenger. One adult passenger because I didn't add passenger type in this entry. If I want to get price for return flight, entry will be JW, city pair or airport fare, the first day and the last day. And system will show me system will show me prices for this route from Tbilisi to Yerevan on 20th of December and return on 30th of December. System show me availability and price in one screen. So you can see a pair of pair of flights, booking class here or here or here or here, and how many seats are available in this flight in availability screen. Then you can see brands, light or standard or flex. Of course, it's possible to list on the next screen. Let's go to the next screen. And then system show me the price, not fare, it's the price. It's fare plus airport fee, airport taxes. Well, it's the price of a ticket for one adult passenger. Well, if there is just one variant for this flight and for this RBD, system show me this price and allow me to click on buy button. If there is a few variants, not just one, more variants in one price and RBDs, for example, different flights. For example, we have more than one flight in this day, and we have similar prices for these 2-3 flights. System show one flight, and system tell me that there is more variants. For check another variants, system tell me the function JW asterisk JW question 13. 13 is line number. So by this function, I ask system show me more variants in this price. Or it's possible to click on this button with arrow, and system will show me all of this, will open all these variants. So you can see difference is in booking classes, but the price is the same. For returning to full list, system tell me use this function is hashtag to return to previous screen. So when we got best price variants, system allow me book this variant, it means buy button, or system allow me to open a list of other variants in the same price, and then to book from this screen. What else? In this entry, let me open Tbilisi Moscow. In this entry, it's possible to add minus and airline code. And system show me for this airline only variants. Then in this entry, it's possible to add asterisk and passenger type code. If I don't add passenger type code, without passenger type code, system show me price for one adult passenger without any discounts. Okay, pardon, it should be plus. Sorry. Well, JW, then route, then day or dates, minus airline, plus passenger type code, and system show me price for this passenger. Let's check, I'm not sure, but infant, I think it's possible to add infant. No, too many infants, okay. So plus and passenger type, it's possible to add. Well, system show me price per one passenger, adult or, for example, child or something else. But if I want to know price per group of passenger, for example, 2 adult, 1 child, 1 infant, it's possible to add info about passenger in this request. Entry will be look like this. JW, it's entry. Then will be a few lines in this request. So JW, then first line info about passengers. For example, +2 adult, +1 infant. So I want to get info about price per this group, 2 adult and 1 infant. Then next line, go to next line. You need this mark. This mark means that next info will be on the next line. Then next 4 lines for road. So, for example, I ask system best price or, well, price variant for these 3 passengers on the road from Tbilisi to Moscow. Flight date will be 20th of December. It's possible to add airline code or if you need. Then next line, then return flight Moscow Tbilisi 30th of December minus and airline code. That's all. So this entry should be end with page down mark also, but this entry used 3 lines. Now system show me. Let me yes. Let me change, for example, for 1 adult, so it will be just Tbilisi, Moscow, 20th of December / 30th of December minus A9 airline. So this request for 1 adult passenger, the price is 1077 lari. Then, if I ask system the price for 2 adult and 1 infant, the same road, Tbilisi, Moscow, Moscow, Tbilisi, 20th and 30th of December. The price is 2,300 and some else lari. So this price for all these 3 passengers, 2 adult and 1 infant. Difference between this information. The 1 line entry for 1 passenger and a few lines entry for group of passengers. From this screen also you can go to list of itineraries for roads under the same price, the same cost. For example, variant number 4. You can see that we have 1 variant and 2 more variants. How to get info about these 2 more variants? Use this function JW question line number or click on this button. And system will show us all 3 variants under 1 price. In this case, difference is in flights numbers. Well, we can get more information. We can ask system how this price was created, how to do it. Well, we see the price. We see the line number. If you use function hashtag and line number, it's the same like from availability. If you have availability on the screen, hashtag line number, you got this additional information about flight. If you use the same function after best by function, you got additional information about the variant from this specific line. Well, line number 1, total amount is 1000 lari, is the same. Then system show me info about the first flight, 20th of December, Tbilisi, Vnukovo, and return flight, Vnukovo, Tbilisi, 30th of December. System tell me that it's adult passenger. Price of the first flight segment, this 500 is lari, is the price for the first flight segment. Fare code, fare rule number, fare amount, then airline account code, Then info about brand, info about baggage, one piece of baggage, info about all taxes. From this screen, I can check fare use. System tell me that for the first flight segment for this fare, you can check fare use using TP and TP1 function. It's the same like fare use, checking fare use after fare display. Then the second flight, return flight, info about passenger is adult, price for the second line, fare code, fare amount, info about all taxes on the second flight segment, info about baggage, info about brand, and how to check fare use for this return fare code. Function is TP and number 2. If I want to return to previous screen, function will be hashtag and that's all. The system return me to the previous screen. How to book from this screen? Function is the same like booking after availability or JW. Function for booking is after availability it will be 0, line number, booking class, and how many seats. From best price entry, booking will be 0 is line number, 0 is function, and line number. If I send request for price for just one adult passenger, let me ignore previous none. Well, I ask price for one adult passenger. When I after JW, I use function 0 and line number. 0 and line number. It could be 1 or 0, 1 because line number is 0, 1. The first 0 we can miss it. So 0 is function or 1 is line number. 1 seat with booking class H, this one, is added in PNR. If I want to book more than one seat from JW function, from this type of JW function, I can use this function 0 line number / how many seats. So after availability display, I should use function 0, 1, H2. After JW function, I use 0, 1 / 2. I don't type H here because H is here. So I tell system that I want book flight from the first line. System book this flight, system book this RBD. So when I use 0, 1 / 2, it means that system will book these two flights, this RBD, 2 seats. So it's enough. Let's ignore it. And let's check how to book after multi-line entry. Well, for example, I ask system price, JW price, for 2 adult and 1 infant. It means that 2 adult with seats and 1 infant without seat. And then let's book book from the first line. Entry will be the same, 0 and line number. That's all. System book 2 seats. Why 2 seats? Because 2 passengers are with seats and one passenger without seats. Let's, for example, let's change. For example, I ask price for 3 passenger and 1 infant. And then I ask system to book from the first line. It will be the same flight number and HRBD, 3 seats because we have 3 adult and 1 passenger without a seat. System book 3 seats for me. So then I should add name in this should add name, then price, and issue tickets. Let's add name as I have my most popular passenger. Well, I set a button for passenger name. Well, the first passenger, then let's add the second one. The first passenger. It's possible to add all passengers in one entry. Well, 3 adults. Yes, I forget how many. Okay, 3 adults and 1 infant. Okay, it will be 3 adults and 1 infant. So how to add infant in PNI? Just add asterisk and type of passenger in the end of his line. So we have 3 adult passenger, so no any information about passenger type. And we have 1 infant, so I add asterisk and passenger type in the end of passenger line. So we have 2 flights, 3 seats, 3 adult passenger, 1 infant. System automatically add SSR info SSR about infant. That we have infant. His name is Luca. This one, and this infant flies with passenger number 3. Passenger number 3 is adult, and he flies with passenger number 4, who is infant. This one. System understand that if a passenger has infant type, it's he doesn't need seat, so it's no any info about number of seats, any alert information number of seats. We have 4 passenger, we have 3 seats, but system understand that 4th passenger doesn't need a seat. Then what we shall to do, we shall end save modification in PNA, and as I want to work with PNA, now I use ER function and retrieve to save modification and reopen PNA. PNA is created, status is no any status. What can I do with this PNA? For example, I can cancel flight. How to do it? If there is no ticket in PNR, for delete flight segment from PNR, we use function x and line number. For example, x number 2, and this second flight will be deleted from PNR. If there are tickets in PNR, it's not possible to delete flight segment from PNR if it associated with ticket. But it's possible to change flight segment status from HK 2xx. So if we have ticket in PNR, for change flight segment status, we use function xx. Function x and line number for delete flight segment from PNR. Function xx and line number is function for change HK status to xx status. This function 1x and line number work with not ticketed flight segment only. So x2 and flight segment is deleted from PNR. We have just only one flight in PNR. As I made some modification in PNR, status of PNR is not safe now, and I should save this modification or ignore it. So I should use function end or end and retrieve for saving modification, or I should ignore and retrieve for ignoring this modification. I want to ignore it. So I use ignore it and reopen PNR. So I R and I ignore deleting of this flight segment. It's possible to change order of flight segments if you need. For example, when you book, when you add flight segment in PNR, new flight segment system put it on the last line in PNR. If you want to change flights order, function for change flight order is 0, is the same like book flight segment, then M for modification, then slash you type the first flight number and slash you type the second flight number. So for example, now I want to change order of two flight segments. 0M change order for flight segments. Number 1 and number 2, I want to change order of these flight segments. Now, for example, I want to put 30th of December on the first line and 2nd of December on the second line, 20th of December on the second line. Now system change flight order. If I want to do it again, I can use 0M function /1/2 and change order again. Well, now it changed for 20th of December, 30th of December. Status of PNI is not saved. Let's save my modification and open PNI again. If I want to change some info in passenger line, if airline allow us, it's possible to change surname and name. How to do it? Function for name line is minus. To add name or to change name, function will be the same, minus. Then, for example, I want to change the third surname or name of the third passenger. So I should tell system that I work with passenger number 3. Minus, I work with passenger 3. I work with passenger number 3 or number 2. Let's do it number 2. Then quotation mark, this one. It means that I want to do something with passenger number 2. If I leave function like this, minus line number quotation mark, system will delete passenger name from PNR, but passenger seat will be remain. So after this, I can add another passenger information. Let's ignore it. Then it's possible to delete passenger from PNR with its seat. Function is minus 2 quotation mark asterisk. It means that I want to delete passenger name number 2 and I want to delete his seat. What happened? Now we have 2 adult passenger and we have 2 seats. So minus passenger number quotation mark asterisk for deleting passenger and its seat from PNR. Let's ignore it again. Well, if I want to change passenger data entry, I start with the same entry minus line number quotation mark. Then I want to change the name or name is surname. I should type surname and name. It's the same like in full entry of passenger. Surname and name. Surname and name. And I change passenger number 2 Lazarev Gal for Oinlova Ekaterina. I change name only. Date of birthday, gender and passenger ID not changed. Name and surname only. If you want to change the name only without surname, you should type surname also. So, for example, it will be the same surname, but new name. So I should type surname also. Now, Mr. Zaruk, the name is Vakhtang. Let's save it. If I want to change day of birthday, or if I want to change gender of passenger, okay, it will be this one, for example, the third one. Well, entry minus line number quotation mark, then date of birthday. In full entry, date of birthday is next to name, without any space, without any pluses or something else. So in this entry, for changing date of birthday, I type date of birthday after quotation mark. For example, 12th of December 93. So it will be, I change date of birthday of the third passenger from 10 of August to 12th of December 93. Date of birthday is changed. If I want to change gender from male to female or return, I start with the same entry minus line number quotation mark, then gender added in full passenger line like plus M or plus F. So it will be the same in this entry, plus and then F or M. Now it's M, let's change for female. It changed. So if I want to change between Mr. and Mrs., I should add plus in this entry and F or M. Let's save this modification. If I want to change passenger ID, I start with the same entry minus line number quotation mark, then passenger ID added with slash, then country slash passenger type, passenger type of passenger ID, number of passenger ID slash expired date. It will be the same entry in modification entry. It will be slash, then country, then type of passenger ID, then number of passenger ID slash expired date. So it should start with slash here because it's start with slash in full line, in full passenger line. So now we change for Georgia, we change passenger number and expired day of passenger ID number and expired day of passenger ID. If I want to change passenger type, For example, I add infant and I forget to add passenger type in passenger line entry, in passenger entry. Well, the function will be the same, minus passenger line number, quotation mark, then passenger type added like asterisk and passenger type. So the same asterisk and passenger type should be in this entry when I change passenger data. It will be asterisk, for example, adult. So I want to change or CNN or child, for example. So minus line number, quotation mark, asterisk, and passenger type. Well, now passenger number 4 became a child, but system knows that child needs a seat. We have 3 seats and 4 passengers with seats. Now we have alert that number of seats in flight block and number of passengers with seats not equal. So it was wrong. I want to save it now. Check number of seats. So system doesn't want to save my modification because of number of seats. So let's ignore it again. As for passenger ID, I repeat that it's possible to change passenger ID like this, minus passenger line quotation mark and info about passenger ID. We have another function to add or to change passenger ID. Function is AD. It's only for passenger ID, only. Function is AD. It means add document. Then passenger line number, then slash and info about passenger ID. Entry is the same, slash, country, NP, national passport, number, and expired date. So you can change passenger ID. It's 2 ways for change passenger ID. Minus passenger number, quotation mark, or AD, add document, passenger number, and then info in both way and info about passport. So now I change this passport again for this passenger. Well, when we add infant to PNR, infant system automatically link the infant to the previous adult. You can see that my infant, he is number 4. He flies with passenger number 3, adult passenger number 3, and adult passenger number 3 flies with infant number 4. It's possible to change this link. How to do it? Function to reconnect infant to or child to another passenger. Function will be minus because we work with passenger. Then adult passenger line, for example, this infant should be connected to passenger number 1. So -1, passenger number 1, flight with connected with passenger number 4. So first adult and fourth infant are flight together. After this modification, +4 will be added to passenger number 1 and -1 will added to passenger number 4. So in this way, we change connection between infant and adult. Now you can see connection is changed. So modification with passenger block start with minus and line number of passenger and quotation mark. Then you change what you need to change. If you want to change something with a phone, with any remark, and then I tell you about SSR. Well, we have 15 minutes till the end. Okay, I'll try to do it. Well, for modification of phone, it's possible to delete phone and to add new phone. It's not possible to change phone, just delete and add new one. Function for delete phone is 9, line number, this one, P for phone, a line number, then quotation mark, that's all. So 9 for add phone and 9 for delete phone from PNR. For delete phone function, then line number, then quotation mark. Well, I deleted phone from PNR, but now I delete all phones from PNR. Well, and there is no phone number in PNR, but agency phone should be in PNR. So let me edit again. Function is 9, T for telephone, hashtag, and phone number of agency phone. So I edited it. Then remark. This line R for remark. It's it's optional information, remark and SSR. How to add and how to delete remark in PNR. Function for adding remark in PNR is 5. 5, then any addition, any information, free text. For example, 5 VIP packs. I mean, I want to add this text in PNR. If you add remark like this, it will be sent, this remark will be added to PNR, and this remark will be sent to airline like IC. So you see that this like remark, airline see it like IC. Well, it's possible to add remark to any specific flight. Now, without flight specification, I add remark to both of flights. How to add flight segment in this entry? Sorry, it's not like this. Let me check. Let me check. Sorry. This one. Well, 5S1 segment number 1 asterisk and information, and I add this remark per any specific flight segment to this one. You can see a difference between two remarks, that there is airline code is added to the second remark. Well, this remark also will send to airline like IC. It's possible to add local remark. This remark will be remain in agency, and nobody, just this agency, will see this remark. How to do it? Function is confidential remark. 5 is the function /c confidential. So this remark will remain in agency and will not go to airline. So this remark will remain in PNR and will not send in airline. Let's save my modification. We have we have 4 remarks in PNR. How to delete PNR? Well, as we add remark with 5, we delete remark with 5. 5, line number, for example, number 3, and quotation mark. That's all. Remark is deleted. And the last, item in PNR, optional item, is SSR. How to add SSR in PNR? Function is 3. 3 is function for adding PNR, SSR in PNR. Then flight segment number, if we need flight segment number in this entry. Then passenger number, name number. For example, I want to add this SSR to passenger number 1. So for flight segment, the first and the second flight, for all flight segments. So it will be S1, 2, 1, -2, for example. Then name number 1. Then SSR code. SSR codes are the same in all GDS, in all reservation system. For example, wheelchair, and maybe if this SSR need any additional information, let's type any additional information. If not, so system will tell me that doesn't need additional information. Well, I add SSR to both of flight segments. SSR, it will be 3 function. Flight segments, the first one and the second one. So we have 2 SSRs. Then passenger number 1, this one, name number 1, SSR code, wheelchair, and any additional text. Well, if the SSR doesn't need flight segment, for example, information, so system will tell me that it doesn't need. Or, for example, others, SSR code OTHR, it's others, and any additional information, the text. Okay, why not? Same. Maybe okay, higher. Yes, it should be like this. Yes. So if this SSR code doesn't need flight segment or passenger number, so it's possible to add just 3 its function, then SSR code, then any additional text. So it was for SSR. How to edit? How to delete SSR from PNR? Well, function is the same, 3. Then line number, for example, 3 and 4. So let's delete third and fourth lines of SSR from PNR. 3 function, 3 minus 4 is line numbers, then quotation mark. That's all. So I deleted third and fourth line from SSR block. Let's ignore it and let me repeat. Well, 3 is a function, then, for example, number 3 and number 5. 3, 5. I want to delete third and fifth lines from SSR block. Then quotation mark. So I delete it. Then let's save modification PNR. Well, last, we have 5 minutes. Let's price and issue ticket. For ticketing, form of payment. Cash is default form of payment. So today I'll tell you just about ticketing. Without we don't have time to discuss change form of payment. We will do it tomorrow. Well, how to price PNR? function is tm. It could be tm function or tml. I will explain later what's the difference. Reply will be the same, tm or tml. Reply of system will be the same. Then function could be tmr, tmb, and tmf. TMR show us pricing per one ticket on one screen. TMB show us how many tickets will be issued for this itinerary, one or two tickets. TMF show us form of payment. In all these functions, you can add passenger number. If you want to add get price, ticketing, refund for any specific passenger, you add passenger number in next to function. Then in this function, it's possible to add flight segment number. If you add flight segment number, you add it with asterisk. For example, I want to price all passenger for second flight segment. Function will be TM, any of TM functions, asterisk and flight segment number. Or I want to price all flights for the second passenger. Entry will be like this, TM, any of TM, and passenger number. Well, let's use TM function at first. All flight segments, all passengers. Well, you can see we have three passenger with seat, how many seats, and passenger type, how many seats, 0, and passenger type. So we have pricing for all passenger. We have info, fare amount in local currency, taxes amount in local currency, any fee, maybe it could be or not could be any additional fee, and then total per each passenger, per each ticket, per each passenger, and total per this PNR. Then we have block for fare calculation line. Then, I use TM function. TM function show us pricing per all PNR, for all PNR and per each passenger. But if we have more information, this function doesn't allow us list to the next page. It's TM function. The same function, TML, show us the same information, but allow us list to the next page. So you can see patch on the bottom of the screen. So we can click on F9 button to get info on the next page, and then maybe on the next page. Let me add passenger number 1, passenger number 2, passenger number 1, comma, number 4. Two different passengers, adult and infant. I want to price them. You can see one passenger info. You can see fare calculation line for the first passenger. You can see adult here and no passenger type here because it's the same. Adult. Flight segment number 1, flight segment number 2. Tbilisi, Moscow, Moscow, Tbilisi. System show us fare in public currency in euro. Then in NUC and somewhere here, system show us fare level for the first flight segment in lari, in my local currency. Then fare code, then info about brand. This the line for passenger adult, passenger number 1, flight segment number 1. Then the same info, it's a fare calculation line for passenger number 1, flight segment number 2. Then third and fourth lines are for infant, first flight segment and second flight segment. You can see here that fare code with designed infant and discount level. Well, TM it's useful function if you want to know total price per PNA, not per each passenger, per PNA. Then TMR, you can add passenger number or you can add flight segment number in this entry or not. This entry show us pricing per ticket. You can see passenger number 1, his name. You can see time limit date. Well, you can see type of pricing is after pricing, not manual, after pricing. Then you can see, well, it's the same like it will be in ticket. Flights, all flight segments, what else? Fare basis code, not valid before, not valid after, and baggage allowance. You can see fare in public currency, fare in local currency, all taxes amount, and total in ticket. You can see fare calculation line with nuke and with ROE. Then you can see info about all taxes. This sum of all taxes. This you see in this line. You can see all taxes. Form of payment. Default form of payment is cash. So if form of payment is cash, we don't add this form of payment in PNR. It's default. Then airline account code and airline code. Rate between euro and my local currency, between euro and lari. Then info in endorsement. Info about some additional fee or agency fee. Then we can see path, click on F9 button, and then info about brand. Then we can go to the next page for the second passenger and so on. Of course, it's possible to add passenger line number in this request. For example, I want to check price for the fourth passenger, and I get info just for one passenger without possibility to list to the next passengers, just for one passenger. Well, we check price. As we see the price, we can check fair use. The function, you know, this function already, it will be TP and line number 1 or 2. TP1, for example, slash and 16th category to check penalties, for example. Then, how to issue ticket? Before issuing ticket, I remember I remember you that when you log in for the first time in PNA, login for the first time in terminal, you should tell system type of ticket. If you don't tell system type of ticket, you can't. It's not possible to price PNA, and it's not possible to issue ticket. But you do it just once. How to issue ticket? Function is PT, print ticket. In this function, you can add passenger number. You can add flight segment number. In this entry, you can add slash and mail. If you want to send itinerary receipt to this specific mail, it will be sent. But when you create PNR, if you add mail in PNR, 9e hashtag and mail, well, in this case, itinerary receipt will be sent automatically to this mail, this specific mail. If you forget it, or if you want to send itinerary receipt to another mail, you can add this mail in PT function, print ticket. Well, when I use PT function with mail or without mail, it's no difference. At first, system tell me what type of ticket I use, ETM. Also, it tell me that I use AMD, like AMD. Then system tell me press forward. Forward mean F9. If you see forward or part word on the bottom of the screen, you click on the F9 button. Then next page, system tell me that ticket server of airline confirmed my request. It means that on ticket is ticket number and ticket is created in on airline side. And when I press on forward button of F9, it means that I want to create the same ticket in PNR. Ticket is exist already. Just click on the next F9 button and system show me this ticket. You can see agency and airline information, the name of my agency, the name of passenger, my ticket office, PNR number, date of issue, then, for example, passenger ID, then ticket number, info about itinerary. The same information will be in itinerary receipt. Then endorsement restriction line, form of payment, default form of payment is cash. Then fare basis level in public currency, equivalent in my currency, info about taxes, and total in ticket. Then you can see info that, well, we have 4 passengers in PNR. I didn't add passenger number in PT function, so I'm going to issue all 4 tickets. System tell me but, so I should click on F9 button. The second ticket is issued, then F9 again, third ticket, F9 again, fourth ticket, and then system tell me that all tickets are issued. Don't forget to complete transaction. Any operation with ticket should be end with end or end and retrieve. Only this entry should be only with this entry ticket operation should be end, E or ER. Now ticket is issued. There's no info about ticket on this screen. When I open PNR, I don't see ticket number, but we have function asterisk S. This function shows us what tickets are issued already in this PNR. So you can see that all passengers and all flight segments are ticketed. What else? When all tickets are issued in PNR, time limit line is removed from PNR. There is no time limit because all tickets are issued. Well, for today, that's all. Okay, too much. Well, for today, that's all. I stop my recording. Just a minute, and I will send. Well, okay, some break. I understand. Well, I'll send you all of you record today.